Hello my Sloth Squad, it's Sloth Power here, and welcome back to another video. So you guys remember that Dream SMP Iceberg I made about a month ago, right? Of course you do, you guys gave me views and subs for that, which thank you for all the support by the way, it's been lovely. Well anyway, I figured that it's time to give you guys a part 2. Now this isn't going to be a full iceberg, I'm just adding some extra stuff to the iceberg, just so you guys have some extra things, because stuff has changed in the SMP and it's getting wild. So anyway, I'm not going to explain what an iceberg image is, but if you haven't seen my first video on the Dream SMP iceberg, please click the card that should be in the corner, because I'll have it linked. I'll give you about 5 seconds.
Oh, a gift.
Okay, you guys enjoy the cute sloth, and anyone who hasn't seen the first video gone if they want to see it? Great, then let's get into this iceberg, well, the rest of it anyway. Sally the Salmon. So Sally the Salmon is the name of the salmon that Wilbur had Fundy with. As I mentioned in the last iceberg, she is no ordinary salmon though. She's actually a shapeshifter who shapeshifted into a salmon. As confirmed, I believe, by Fundy. And ever since then, no one has ever seen Sally again, I think. Ghostspur was in a relationship with Friend. So, Friend is a blue sheep that was owned by Ghostspur. Ghostspur usually kept him on a lead, and many people draw Friend with horns. And Friend usually lived inside of Phyllis's house. Many people theorize that Ghostspur and Friend were actually in a romantic relationship the same way that Sally and Wilbur were. That has never been confirmed, and unfortunately, Friend died in the explosion of Lamamberg. But apparently Friend has infinite canon lives. This whole thing is confusing, but either way, Friend is adorable. What Ischlatt gave to Dream. So, back on the 16th, Dream had agreed to an alliance with Ischlatt because Ischlatt gave Dream a book about how to bring people back to life. That was a secret that Dream had kept from everyone. So that means that Dream is the only person who can bring people back to life after they lose all their canon lives. The only reason we know about this is because Tommy almost pulled a scourge and took all of Dream's canon lives until Dream said that no one will ever be able to come back to life if Dream was killed.
The acts of peace.
Listen, Tommy, I can bring people back to life.
The acts of peace.
Ischlatt gave me a book, okay? And it has how to bring people back to life. But only I have the book. He died. He's the only other person that knew. I have the book. That's what he gave. He said if I fought on his side, he'd give it to me.
Dream, you just lie. There is no
Tommy,
reason.
if I die, then death is permanent.
Ischlatt's stroke. So on the 16th, Ischlatt lost his last canon life to a heart attack. I think I mentioned that in the last iceberg. Or did he? Evidence points to Ischlatt actually dying of a stroke and not a heart attack, because this was his last line.
This is where you die.
Toast? You smell toast.
This is actually a common symptom of a stroke. So, did he die of a heart attack or was it a stroke? Either way, Ischlatt has turned into Glatt. Lamamberg lost all 3 of its canon lives. So I discussed canon lives in my original video. It was on the top of the iceberg. Again, go check out the original video if you're confused on what a canon life is. Anyway, it applies to Lamamberg as well. The first life of Lamamberg was lost in the First War when Eric worked with the Dream Team to rig up Lamamberg with TNT and blew it up. The second life was when Wilbur blew it up. And finally, its last life was taken by Techno and Dream when they completely decimated the place with that obsidian grid setup. Either way, Lamamberg is gone, and now this is when we cue the Crab Rave. Tubbo decorated his own execution. So Tubbo decorated the Festival of Manberg, but little did he know that Ischlatt was planning the festival just to expose Tubbo as the traitor back when Fogtopia was still a thing. This meant that by Tubbo decorating the festival, he decorated his own execution without even knowing it, and that is just crazy. Pigstep is the most dangerous weapon on the server. BBH gave Tommy Pigstep for Christmas as a present, and the thing is, unlike the other music discs, you will get your fluffy little tail DMCA'd if you ever played it, so it has the potential to take out anyone on the server. Woo! DMCA! Woo! Connor has no story role. So, Connor Eats Pants is basically the equivalent to watching the tree in the high school play. He kind of just vibes and doesn't really do much of anything in the story. He said multiple times on stream that he's just trying to do like a 2012 Let's Play, and I just gotta say, we're here for that. Dude, Connor just wants to vibe, and it is the most epic thing ever. He's only actually had one role in the story once, and he was a hostage to Tommy and Techno. He didn't even show up for the finale. Ranboo and the discs. So, I didn't talk about Ranboo enough last Iceberg, mostly because he was semi-new to the server and we didn't have much lore with him. But now, he's got a lot of lore, especially with the discs. So, apparently, Ranboo helped Dream blow up the community house, but he doesn't remember it. According to the plot, Ranboo will black out and do things and have no memory of them. One main one is that Dream entrusted Ranboo with one of Tommy's discs, and when Ranboo doesn't believe Dream at first, he finds the discs and then breaks down in Enderman noises. Here's the clip.
No. 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 No.
Yikes. Which, don't worry, Ranboo's whole memory thing is a big part of the plot, and it gets pretty crazy. The Dream SMP is the story of Tommy and Tubbo, and not just Tommy. So if you look at how the events unfold, you can see that there's a clear story. A story of two best friends. Two best friends who go through trials and tribulations where their friendship is tested and broken and repaired many times over. A story of how deep friendship runs and how much one would be willing to sacrifice for another. This is the story of Tommy and Tubbo, the main characters of the Dream SMP. Everyone says that Tommy's the main character, but forget how much of a role Tubbo plays in Tommy's story, so I think that they're both the main characters.
Tubbo, what
This
am
would
I?
be
What am
my coming to an end, if you will.
What am
Well,
I
mean,
without
will-
you?
Yourself?
BBH bullying. So, everyone on the server loves to lightheartedly bully Bad Boy Halo for like a bit. The favorite thing people like to do is have BBH say certain words in the chat that when you say them it sounds like swear words, because as we know, Bad Boy Halo is an innocent muffin who never swears. On camera. For instance, they got BBH to say Sofa King and Alpha Kenny Body. Do you see where I'm going with this? Also, that's the first time I think I've actually unintentionally sworn in a video. They're all friends though, so it's all lighthearted and it's all a bit. But yeah, people like Tommy like to do this all the time because it's Bad Boy Halo. Oh, another thing they like to do is say that muffin is a swear word because Bad Boy Halo replaces swear words with the word muffin. Snowchester is a cover-up. So, Tubbo built a new nation after Technoblade and Dream blew up Lamberg completely. Kinda like this. Yeah. But Snowchester isn't what it seems on the outside. Tubbo was actually using Snowchester as a cover-up for a different plan, a deterrent plan. And that plan is called Operation Dreamcatcher. If Dream ever becomes a major threat to Snowchester or Tubbo or whatever, Tubbo has frickin' nukes. This is getting crazy. What is this Minecraft roleplay at this point? Oh, and recently, Tubbo tested out his nukes, and Jack Manifold and Nikki tried to use that to kill off Tommy, but they were just a bit short of the explosion range. But don't worry, we'll talk more about Tommy later. Techno's Hound Army. So Technoblade built himself an army of wolves to work with him. He has like 100 of these wolves, and sometimes would just go out and fight people with them around Lamberg. He has a doghouse for them near his house the last time I checked. I think it would be truly terrifying if you just saw Technoblade sitting back watching you getting swarmed by a sea of wolves. Honestly, that is very terrifying. Tommy was Wilbur's unfinished symphony. So after Tommy and Tubbo got the discs back, Wilbur showed up out of nowhere. Well, not Wilbur. Wilbur's voice showed up out of nowhere and told Tommy that he was proud of them and that Ghostbur was gone. Now, ghosts usually disappear after they complete whatever their unfinished business was. If you've watched any story or movie or whatever with a ghost in it, you probably know this. Now, Wilbur said in this clip right here,
My Lamberg, Phil! My unfinished symphony, forever unfinished!
that Lamberg was his unfinished symphony. But ever since he became Ghostbur, he's always stuck with Tommy. Lamberg actually gained freedom because Tommy gave up his discs. And Lamberg would never be complete until the discs were back with their rightful owner. So now that Ghostbur is gone, does that mean that Wilbur's unfinished symphony was actually Tommy? Because Tommy helped Lamberg by giving over the discs? Aw, that's actually kind of cool though. The Dream SMP is an anime. You can compare the plot of the Dream SMP to an anime series. Season 1 is everything from the Lamberg Revolution to November 16th. Season 2 is everything after November 16th to Tommy and Tubbo putting Dream in jail. Season 3 started up now, with the whole egg plot thing. I just gotta say, Dream SMP is my favorite anime, right there, up next to Cory in the house. Nikki has Wilbur's cape. So look at Wilbur's Pogtopia skin up here on the screen. Okay, now look at Nikki's current skin. They both have the same cape on their back. Nikki also confirmed that she had Wilbur's cape. That is on her skin. So, yeah, this is just a fact. I thought it might be cute to mention. So we all know how Wilbur fricked the salmon, right? I talked about that last time. But I did forget to mention something in the Sleepy Boys Inc. canon, I guess. So, we all know Philza, you know, Dadza, the father of the family dynamic. Well, canonically, he had a thing with a Samsung smart fridge. What is it with everyone in this family being attracted to things that aren't human? What is this? Seriously, do you really look at the smart fridge and go, "Hey baby, you looking fine tonight. Are you glowstone? 'Cause you light up my world." I swear, if anyone does that to me in the comments, I will smite them. George sleeps through every event. This is just straight up a fact that since the election, George Not Found sleeps through every single event on the SMP. He had slept through his own house being burned. He was building a house during the war on the 16th. He didn't even show up for the finale with Tommy and Tubbo. And he basically barely shows up for anything that's worth any story significance. And he knows full well what he's doing, because he posted this TikTok. he knows what he's doing. The prison. So, Awesome Dude, who I actually haven't talked about a lot, made a prison which is impossible to escape from on the SMP. It has tons and tons of redstone and defenses set up. It takes like 40 minutes to get into the dang thing, and Sam even makes you sign a waiver, like one of those trampoline places, so that way you can't sue him in case you get injured or something in the prison. Recently, the SMP put Dream in there because he's just been manipulative and a piece of trash in the roleplay. And yeah, I just gotta say, the prison is very cool. Dream is homeless. So on the Dream SMP, no one has ever actually seen Dream's home on the server. And Techno was one of the first people to point this out and started teasing him, saying he's homeless, such as in this clip here. Since then, Techno is saying stuff like, don't be intimidated by him, he's homeless, and it's just a whole thing.
Dude, this guy doesn't have a house. He owns the Minecraft. He owns the Minecraft server, and he never built a house because all he does is show up ominously on people's streams.
Far away.
Oh yeah, but you wouldn't know my house. It goes to another school. It goes to another school.
Trista and Lonnie. These are the younger sisters of Dream and Tubbo respectively. Both of them have been on the server at different times. Lonnie joined on once and mostly just built a restaurant with Tommy and almost got killed multiple times by everyone thinking that it was Tubbo. And then Drista has joined on twice and killed Tommy on the server multiple times. Drista also gave Technoblade Bedrock, and she gave Punt a pink shulker box. Oh, and banned Tubbo. Either way, Drista has been very chaotic on the server. Ranboo's Panic Room. So, kind of near Lamamberg, Ranboo has a room made out of obsidian, where if he ever panics or just needs to be alone because he's panicking, he goes there. He hid there when Lamamberg was being blown up, and a lot of the times whenever he's in this room, he gets stalked by a hallucination of Dream, with Dream's voice. That basically just kind of is like an intrusive thought to Ranboo. It's quite interesting, and I can't really describe it very well here because I haven't watched much Ranboo, gotta be honest. I just kinda took all this off the wiki. Ninja. One time, the streamer Ninja, known for streaming games such as Fortnite, joined the Dream SMP as a one-time thing. Tommy showed Ninja around the Dream SMP in Lamamberg. Ninja's humor was a bit sus though, and Tommy had to keep keeping him in line. Ninja's username was also DreamSMP, and it was just a crazy stream, and everyone just straight up was vibing, and it was just very funny. Laserbeam. So the day that Vicstar joined the server, another person joined too, and that would be Laserbeam. Vic and Laser formed their own mini faction called Boomerville and kind of just vibed. Laser also gave Tommy the disc Far as a gift at one point when Tommy was out in exile. And the first time Laser joined onto the server, Tommy kept making jokes about how Laser was Australian and trying to kick Laser out of Lamamberg, but it didn't work. Glad. So, this is the name of Ischlatt's ghost form. The main attributes is that mostly in his first appearances, he was just a disembodied voice. And he says Glat an awful lot. Eventually, I think he did show up on the server, but I don't remember if he did. I know he killed Tommy at some point. So yeah, Glat is just around to be kind of just there. He doesn't really do much in terms of plot, not much to it. Dream not found. All I have to say is heat waves.
Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June.
No, I'm kidding. This is actually a ship between Dream and George Not Found. This is probably the most popular ship in the Minecraft YouTube community. Dream and George love to joke about this because they know the fans like to meme on them with this. They're not an official couple, so don't go spreading that around. And I think I mentioned this last time when I said that heat waves was written into the script when George's house got burned down and Dream like frickin' retaliated by frickin' exiling Tommy and frickin' building the wall around Lemanberg. Yeah, can you see why people think that they're a couple? Karl is a time traveler. Alright, it's time to talk about Karl for a bit. So, Karl started this series called Tales of the SMP. The basic idea of these is that Karl will look at stories of the past of the SMP, to be exact. And all of these stories would be started and finished in one stream, and everyone would play a different character. Now, the way Karl looked at these stories is by going back in time. And he uses his time-traveling abilities to change the past in order to make the future better and easier and have less people dying and suffering in the SMP. But obviously, that's having unintended butterfly effect consequences, obviously. And also, every time Karl travels back in time, he seems to remember less and less. But for some reason, Ranboo keeps remembering more and more. There's still many unsolved mysteries to Karl and this time traveling, so only time will tell how they progress this little arc. Blood vines are connected to dreamings. So recently, lots of people have visited the egg. Tommy was just weirded out by it, and Tubbo just started bawling over it. And Bad tried to trap him in the egg room to make him love the egg, and Sam rescued them, but that's not the main thing. The main thing is that Captain Puffy actually showed Fundy the egg. Fundy said that he recognized it. For a bit of context before I explain this next part, on one stream, Fundy and Tubbo created a company called Dream Hunters. It was made up of Fundy, Tubbo, and Sapnap, where basically they would exercise dream of dreamins. And it's a whole bit. I'll leave the link to the video on Fundy's channel, actually. Anyway, Fundy accidentally told Bad about the dreamins. And instead of letting him onto the team, he pretended that he was on the team and forced Bad to mine out an area for their base, but Bad didn't know this and Bad was never a true member. Fundy thinks that Bad found out about this and that the egg was created because of this, even though when we go on, you'll see that there's another theory about the egg that makes things so much more different. The egg is trying to fix history. So, as I said earlier, Tommy and Tubbo visited the egg. Now, Tommy was just completely immune to the egg. He felt nothing from the egg. And Tubbo started sobbing immensely when he was near the egg. And now I've already mentioned Karl as a time traveler too, and he's trying to change the future to make the best possible future for the SMP members. So there's a theory going around that somehow Karl saved Tommy way back during the finale, or in some other point in time. Some evidence for this? Well, the egg doesn't like Tommy to start off. That's what the egg told Bad anyway. And whenever Tubbo is around the egg, he starts sobbing, like I said. Maybe that's because the egg wants his friend dead. You know, Tubbo's best friend. And finally, Wilbur, after Tommy and Tubbo got back from tossing Dream in prison and were just chilling on the bench, said this.
I just wanted to say I was very ready to see you here soon. You know, it seemed like there was a space was growing for you in the afterlife. It felt like, you know, it felt like your presence was slowly entering the afterlife. But here we are, and you're still alive.
So maybe Wilbur felt the spot in the afterlife opening because Tommy was supposed to die at that point, but he didn't. Either way, it's gonna be interesting to see where this whole plot goes. Hey guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and maybe a subscription. It's free after all. Anyway, this is probably gonna be my last update video on the SMP Iceberg for a while, until we get some closure on plot events or something crazy goes down, because honestly, I'm gonna get tired of adding things to the Iceberg. I'm working on at least 2 more icebergs, so look forward to that, guys. And I'm also gonna start recording some Minecraft vids, so get ready for that. Anyway, that's gonna be all from me for now, so bye bye!